Stoughton here for irishboxing.com with Padraig McCrory. Just saying you're looking fresh, happy and healthy here. Just first, before we get into it, just any update on yourself and what you're thinking of doing, or do I put you on the spot there?
I've been speaking with Jamie. As I said before, I would like to go again. I would like to go out of boxing, probably on a high. But listen, there's opportunity there, and whether it's one more fight to see if I still have what it takes to compete, then so be it. But if not, well, we'll see what happens.
Oh, look, when you said there's opportunity there, that means is that you're talking about certain fights, or
no, talking about a potential date, and hopefully in Belfast towards the end of the year. But it's likely not going to be a massive name or a big name even locally, but it'll be hopefully a fight to get me back in the ring to again see where I'm at physically and mentally, and if I have what it takes to compete at a level where I want to fight at.
So it wouldn't be like a big farewell, it'll be like, let's see where we're at, or a bit of both?
Potentially. Yeah. Listen, if I go in and I feel great, then that's a different story, but I couldn't see me boxing for another year, I say.
Oh, okay. And how are you feeling then? Just kind of out of it, or like I presume you're not in camp or not training, or? I've
been doing a bit of training. I've been over in Don Allison's gym for a bit. Yeah. But I do plan on getting back with Dee and stuff and getting back training. But recently I've been doing much more than I had been. Yeah. But I'm currently sitting a bit heavy. I've been enjoying life. I had a baby last week.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so baby number 4. That's a sharp shot.
Yeah. You sure on that one?
Yeah. So 2 boys, 2 girls. My family life, my personal life is in a really good place. Obviously, I didn't like the way my last fight thing ended and how I performed. But outside of that, life's really good.
Was there any reason can you put a reason on that, or some people say maybe you just reach a limit and that's it, but can you have specific reasons, or that you can say you can put that to one side, if that makes sense?
I think there's multiple reasons, but leading up to the fight, I took myself to England for about 10 days to try and find a spark that I felt was missing in the camp, and then the incident that happened in Ulster Hall with we unfortunately lost John Cooney, my wife being pregnant and having a young family, that kind of had a big effect on my approach to the fight. I think if you've seen me fight in my 20 previous fights, compared to that fight, you'll have seen that it just wasn't quite me. And I don't know if it's a knock-on effect, if it's a subconscious reason to that, but I do feel like in the fight I got rid of a lot of demons in taking shots fighting in front of the crowd. Obviously it didn't end the way I wanted it at the end. There was a few occasions on the lead up to the fight where I thought of potentially pulling out. But again, I don't tell and I don't speak about these things enough to let people know.
And was that all the John Cooney stuff? We never really think how that way. I know it's a sad thing for everyone, but we never think of how it weighs on boxers' minds. I
definitely I lay in bed at nights and putting myself in that position, thinking if that's me, I potentially never meet my baby who's here now, or not watch my family grow, and I did put myself in them scenarios, and you probably really shouldn't as an active fighter. So again, that's where I gotta see, do I still have the mental ability to be able to compete at a good level. And
just then, on sort of the management front, you're here as a manager tonight, and enjoying that, I presume, as well.
Yeah, I thought Bernardo was brilliant tonight.
Yeah.
It was a late opponent change against a guy who is much heavier, who fights at super welter, and Bernardo probably won't fight at super lightweight.
Yeah.
But he performed really well. He beat the guy up.
No one really puts it on him like that, to be honest with you.
Bernardo walked him down and really done one on him, like a serious number on him, and potentially nearly got him out of there. But I'm enjoying it. I have another show up on the 1st of August in conjunction with the Fela and with Common Sports. It's called Fresh Blood, and that's what it is. We're looking for the next star. I'm looking for somebody that we can build and then bring back to the park.
Have you any idea who that might be? Or
listen, I have Theo Allen, who has made a great start to his career. Then you have the likes of Jack O'Neill, who's on the car, who does a lot of tickets and can fight, and it just takes timing. It takes a following as well, especially like when you're at these level of shows, like where you gotta sell tickets. But Barry McReynolds was on my last show, and he had a cracking knockout, which people love to see. So there's a lot of talent coming through, but outside of Anto Lewis and then Mick's coming back soon as well, but we don't really have anybody like to fill the void at the minute. There's a period, I think, like in Irish boxing where you're missing.
Yeah, there's a gap there.
A gap.
And is this show is basically go on, makes whoever wants to fill the gap sort of prove it to us, that kind of thing.
So we have two guys there, in Jack O'Neill and Theo Allen, who have fought on the big shows and proved themselves and done the good tickets. Yeah. And they're now 4 and 5 and on themselves. So it's their chance to really like put a mark on the scene. And with the backing of the Common Sports and their following and the connections, we can hope to build something here.
And then just quickly on Bernardo, like what if he wants titles? He was saying any title. Like is that what you're looking for him next?
So he's 96-0. He's just stuck in between weights. He's comfortably walking about 65 kilo, probably not a big enough big welterweight. Yeah. So we gotta see if he can make super lightweight and still be strong. Okay. But ideally we do that in the next fight, and then hopefully get him down to super lightweight and look for titles. That's his first 6-rounder. He was inactive for a long time. He only had about a minute on my show. Yeah. Against a guy who doesn't really get stopped. So he's definitely a talented fighter, and I think we can do something with him. And hopefully again with eye contacts and with his willingness to fight, we can get him something like decent next.
Okay, I appreciate it, Paddy. As always, pleasure talking to you.